What's up, everybody? This is Big Rough TV, and I'm here with a new style of video. I'm not sure what to call this or what I'm actually going to call this series, but this is something that I've wanted to do for a little while. I wanted to do kind of a all-in-one show and discuss sports and wrestling and sneakers and music and all this stuff. So that's what this is. All right. So just want to do a quick intro for those who may be new and may not know me personally. I'm Big Roth TV. First name is Raphael. That's where the Roth comes in. All right. So I was born in North Carolina. I grew up in Kentucky, and home for me is Ohio. I'm a military kid, so that's why all those things are kind of mixed up. You have all these different locations, all right? Because I've lived all around the world. Ultimately, I'm in the military myself, all right. So with that in mind, let me give you my favorite sports teams, so that when I get into some of these conversations, you'll be like, okay, that makes sense. Instead of just be like, why is he all over the place? With what I just told you, now here's my favorite sports teams. Number one, NFL. Carolina Panthers. NBA, Charlotte Hornets. Kind of rough right now, but Charlotte Hornets. All right. I'm not too into professional baseball, into the MLB. I haven't really been into it since Ken Griffey Jr. retired. I tried to get back into it with Prince Fielder, but then he got hurt and had to retire. So I've been struggling to really try to find a new favorite player and get into baseball again. But for now, my favorite team is the Cincinnati Reds. Okay. Also rough with them. For college, all across the board, is the Kentucky Wildcats. That's my favorite team across the board. My original team that I ever cheered for was the North Carolina Tar Heels. Just kind of off and on with the between the Tar Heels and the Wildcats, but Wildcats right now is my favorite sports teams in college. Women's college, men's college basketball, college football, Kentucky Wildcats. With that being said, I do kind of sneak sometimes and cheer for the home team and cheer for the Ohio State Buckeyes. But that's only for football. Don't tell nobody, okay? So now that we got that intro out the way, now when I talk sports and I say, these are my teams, you all will know. Also, I forgot, when it comes to the WNBA, I'm a huge WNBA fan. My favorite team in the WNBA is the Las Vegas Aces. All right. That wasn't originally my favorite team, but I was a Liz Cambage fan. And then she got traded to the Las Vegas Aces, and she was teaming up with Kelsey Plum and Asia Wilson, and then Angel McCautry came over there. I was like, oh man, this team is loaded. It's gonna be crazy out in LA or in Las Vegas. It's gonna be crazy. And then she just was never the same, man. Liz just was never the same when she went to Las Vegas, man. And it's like she didn't mesh well with Asia and all the others. She should have been great there. It really hurt my soul, but I stuck with the Aces, so that's my WNBA team, unless we get into more expansion. So if that happens, maybe I leave. All right. But let's go ahead and get into one of the first things I wanted to talk about, which is women's basketball. All right. So this week they announced, this past weekend, I want to say it was yesterday actually, it was announced that it is expected that the 18th team to join the WNBA, in addition to the Golden State Valkyries, the Toronto Tempo, and whatever Portland's team is going to be, the Portland's WNBA team. I don't think they have a name yet. But in addition to those teams is going to be the Cleveland Rockers. They're going to bring the Cleveland Rockers back, and that will be the next expansion team beginning to play in 2028. Now, I'm not going to say that I'm not happy for Cleveland. I did mention the whole Ohio ties for me, but I mean, I am happy that Cleveland is getting a team and they are expanding the league for more players to come in. And the WNBA is on fire right now. even if with Unrivaled and how that's going with the 3-on-3 and the 1-on-1 tournaments that Nafisha Collier just won, like women's basketball is on fire right now. But part of me wanted to see them go with the Tennessee Summit, just because I like the whole honor to Pat Summit that they were going to do with that. So I kind of wanted to see Tennessee get the next team just for that name. But I'm not mad that Cleveland is getting it and the Rockers are coming back. Just hopefully everything stays and we don't have to worry about the Rockers leaving the WNBA again. This is a permanent thing. And hopefully in the future we can see the Charlotte Sting return. If the Charlotte Sting return to the WNBA, sorry, Aces, I might have to change my loyalty. I love Asia. I love Chelsea Gray. You know what I mean? I love the coach. I love Coach Hammond. I'm sorry, I might have to go home. I might have to go home if they bring the Sting back. All right. But hopefully, 19th might be the Summit. 20, maybe we get the Sting. I did see that Houston is looking to bring the Comets back, which would be nice. They should never left. That was the greatest WNBA team ever. How do you get rid of your greatest team? I don't understand that. And then Philly is looking to get a team in there as well. So hopefully all of this happens. But man, women's basketball is on fire right now. All right. Not just in the professional era, but in the college ranks as well. Like Juju Watkins just had an amazing game the other day against, I want to say it was UCLA, put up big numbers. I want to say she had 35 points, just stats across the board. Just amazing player. We had Michaela Blake yesterday for Vanderbilt dropping 55 points. That is a freshman record. Like it's ridiculous. Paige Beckers, they took down South Carolina yesterday. It was funny that they showed her after the game. It looked like she was trying to rush off the court and not get the interview. And then when they called her, she was like, "Oh, I gotta do the interview." But man, women's basketball in general is just on fire right now. It's arguably more exciting than the men's game. It's especially in college. And I'm a big University of Kentucky fan, and I love college basketball. This is actually my favorite time of the year as it relates to sports. I love NBA. I love March Madness season. We're getting prepared for the conference tournaments and the seedings for the big 64 team tournaments. But I can't really name too many male NCAA players. Is not really that exciting for me right now. So I think the women's game is definitely more exciting as it relates to college basketball at the moment. But yeah, man, it's a good time. It's really exciting for women, and not just let me switch it up, not just for basketball, but also for professional wrestling. Like women are killing it across the board. Just this past weekend, both of the top two, I want to say the top two companies, the major ones that everybody really recognizes, WWE and AEW, both had pretty big events. NXT Vengeance Day and AEW Grand Slam. And in both events, women main evented each event. All right. And both main events were very good. They ended the show well. And you had timeless Toni Storm, who I believe is probably the best overall. Like, she has the best gimmick. The crowd is into it. She's almost like saving their women's division by herself right now as far as excitement level. But you had Toni Storm versus Mariah May in the main event. Toni Storm won that main event, and she became a 4-time AEW women's champion. And man, great match. Timeless Tony Storm is over with the crowd. Great gimmick. It's not very many people right now doing it better at that level than she is. Then on the other side, you had NXT Vengeance Day, and you had in the main event, you had Julia, you had Cora Jade, you had Roxanne Perez, and then you had my favorite right now, probably my, if not number one, number two wrestler, Bayley, in a fatal four-way for the NXT Women's Championship. And we saw Julia retain. And at the end of the match, you saw Stephanie Vakir come out after winning the NXT North American Championship earlier in the card to kind of dap Julia up. Both of them hold up the titles at the end. Spoiler alert if you didn't watch it, I'm sorry. But then after they're celebrating, out comes Muscle Mommy, Jordan Grace, to confront them, basically let them know that she's here. She's here now, and it's time. Like, get prepared because she's coming for you, basically. And, man, just across the board, man, women's basketball, women's wrestling, they are doing their thing. And also, speaking of women, to go back to basketball, Asia Wilson's signature sneaker was finally revealed within the last week or so. And it looks like it's going to be a great shoe. It looks like a nice shoe. I especially like the black one that was given to Coach Staley, like the Black Label edition. I know the first one that she revealed was the pink one, and it looks great, but I'm not going to get the pink one. I do wear pink. I do have some pink. If you can see right here, these are pink Kobe Bryant's, pink and black Kobe Bryant shoes. So I do wear pink, but I'm not going to get the all pink Asia shoes. I am going to get a pair, but just not that original one. So I do like her signature shoe. I've been waiting on it. I am going to get a pair. All right, but women have just been doing their thing. It's been a great month for women across the board. And man, you gotta keep your eye. You gotta keep your eye on the game. You gotta keep your eye on the ring and everything that these ladies are doing, man, because they're doing outstanding. All right. One thing that I do want to do on this show, whatever I'm going to call this, maybe you all can help me come up with a name for this. One thing that I do want to do on this show is give a recommendation for something to listen to. All right, like an album that I love or something that maybe you all aren't really listening to right now that you probably should, because I know right now we're all focused on the Kendrick Lamar and the Drake issue, and a lot of listening is going to that. I know The Weeknd just dropped a new album, things of that nature. But one thing that I want to recommend on this first show is this right here. This is Rhapsody's latest album, Please Don't Cry. It was released last May 17th of 2024. This is an outstanding album. If you have not heard this, you definitely should. She just won her very first Grammy. Congratulations to Rhapsody. She just won her very first Grammy at the Grammy Awards earlier this month for her song with Erykah Badu, 3 a.m., Best Melodic Rap Song. All right, so I highly recommend this Rhapsody album. Yes, I am 1,000% biased because she is one of my favorite MCs ever. But definitely, if you have the chance, go ahead and check it out. Please Don't Cry by Rhapsody. This is my recommendation for this week. I have two of them. I have one that's signed that I'm never going to open. But yeah, Please Don't Cry by Rhapsody. It's my musical recommendation of the week. Also, before I get out of here, I know you all see all the sneakers behind me. My sneaker pick for this week is the Jordan Retro 3 Lucky Shorts. All right. Those are a pair that I'm looking to go after this week. Hopefully I do get a pair. I've been trying to lower, as much as my sneaker pickups and purchases, but I am very interested in those. I do like those. And Jordan 3s are one of my favorite Jordan models, so I'm going to try to go for those. Hopefully it's not too crazy and I'm able to get a pair. All right. But anyway, that's going to do it for this first episode. I don't want to go too long when I do these shows, so hopefully this isn't too long for you all. I want to try to keep it around the 15, maybe 20-minute max time frame. But let me know what you all think of this. Thumbs up if you like this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you all for watching, and I'll holler at you all in the next video. Peace.